Hi, my name is Tim and I'm forgiven. We have to stop what's going on in Washington. I'm not sure that we're going to stop this health care bill from being passed. God willing we will, because repealing it is going to take even more work than stopping it. And stopping it's going to be, honestly I think health care is going to pass. I think that the Democrats and their fellow Democrats to the fire to get them to vote for this. They're going to get them to sacrifice their own selves in order to get this passed. And they don't care if they sacrifice it. I love America. I love freedom. America's laws are based on justice is blind. Justice does not look at a person. He looks at the law and he looks at the act. What was done and what is the law? When you consider those two things, the judgment is the same every time. If you look at a person because they're wealthy and that changes your judgment, that's not justice. We've been preaching envy and greed and lust in this country for a long time. We've been pitting people that do not have against the people that do have. And if you are one of the ones who have been lured into this, then you have got to look at it and you've got to get out of this, because it's a poison. I am average earner. I'm not poor, but I'm not wealthy. I'm not in the middle class. Not in the upper middle class. I'm probably in the lower middle class. I get by. I know and I understand that all tax money is raised by people who do business. People who buy and spend. That's where the tax money comes from, no matter who gets the credit for paying the taxes. All taxes is based on transactions. If you do not understand this, you are in for serious wake-up call some point, sometime, and probably when you're too deep to understand that you have buried yourself. The health care bill is the money for the health care is going to be paid by people who make transactions. It's not going to be paid by the wealthy. It's not going to be paid by businesses. And it's not going to come out of thin air. The government ain't going to pay it. It's going to come from the process of exchanging money for merchandise. It's not any harder to understand than that. When you purchase something, all the taxes, all the labor, all the other costs involved in manufacturing either that service or that good is figured into the price. All transactions include all the taxes that are collected from the people involved. If you don't understand that, then you got to understand it. This health care bill is going to make everybody insured at the cost of everybody. Now, I'm not insured. I don't carry insurance. My wife has insurance through her company. I'm not on the policy. I will get a policy, apparently, but I don't think I'm going to get it for free. I'm going to refuse to, whatever I can. My stand is that this is unconstitutional. It's unconstitutional to tell me I have to have health care. It's unconstitutional to tell me I have to pay for it. And I will make a legal stand against any health care bill, however I have to do it. If the health care bill passes, it's going to be complicated for everybody. It's going to be complicated for me if it means jail time. I don't know what it's going to mean. I don't know what they're going to do. It's a bizarre, massive, idiotic bill. I'm really confused about what they're really trying to accomplish, because are they just Okay, you're out of work, but you got health care. I don't follow that logic. So it's easy for me to take a look outside of the picture and say, okay, if they don't really care about whether or not you have a job, then they certainly don't care whether or not you have health insurance. And if they don't care that you have health insurance, but yet they're promising you and doing this bill for health insurance, why do they want you to have health insurance? Because there's something involved outside of helping you. This is a power, control, and money grab. It's what it is. It is what it is, and that's what it is. You want to be a part of it because you might get health care? We've got to stop looking at the wealthy as being the payer of the taxes, because they're not. They're the person who gets to collect it. They're the person who gets to say, I paid it. But they're not getting the money out of thin air. They're not. The government doesn't get the money out of thin air. They don't. They get it from transactions. When there's a transaction made, somebody profits and somebody pays taxes. Without transactions, there is no tax money. Now they're taxing transactions to the point that there's no sense in making. You got to understand, at some point a product gets out of price. It can't be afforded no more. That's why I don't drive a Rolls Royce. It's priced out of my range. But they're not looking to sell one to me, and they're not going to sell one to me. Their profit margin is aimed at people with more money. Their product is aimed at people with more money. And it's getting to the point where the average car is what? 20 grand? $20,000. You know, that's 2 years. That's 2 years. That's a half a year of salary for most people. Half a year to buy a car that's going to last 5 or 6 years. Take care of it. Maybe to last 10 years. So every 10 years you have to spend a half a year's budget on a car. This is just, it's insanity now. And it's not the auto manufacturer's fault. It's not the guy that runs the business's fault. It's the control, regulation, the lies, the pivoting the poor man against the rich man. I'm actively involved. This politics is now my second job. Politics is my responsibility. I'm not alone. It's your responsibility too. What we leave our grandkids, what we leave our kids, what we leave our grandkids, it's our fault. It's our decisions, it's our neglect, or it is our efforts. It's a second job to me. And I take my job very seriously. This is a job. And I'm going to work a lot. I'm going to put a lot of hours out on this. I'm going to work until some people get it in their heads. I don't want my grandkids to live in a socialist society. I don't want them to have health. They already have health care. This is a loving country. Sure, maybe put you in the poorhouse. Cancer will do that to you. Cancer left me without a mother when I was 13 years old. I don't like sickness and disease. Beside the point. Healthcare, I don't want it for my grandkids. Not by right of birth. We all work for it. We all got to pay for it. The doctor has earned a living. Nurses have earned a living. Companies that provide medicines have earned a living, and they deserve money for that. And the prices are out of control. It's because of an idiotic government who doesn't know how to keep their noses out of places it doesn't belong. God help us, and God bless you.